It didn't feel like a funeral. It felt like a portal, a passage between worlds. Ozzy Osbourne's private estate, hidden deep in the English countryside, was unrecognizable. Overnight, it had transformed into something sacred. Black velvet draped the fences like a mourning cloak. Dozens of security guards stood still like statues, lining the perimeter in silence. Above, helicopters circled. Drones buzzed like mechanical crows, capturing nothing. There were no leaks, no press, no paparazzi. Just a thick, heavy air that said one thing: only the chosen few were getting in. A long gravel driveway twisted through ancient trees, flanked by candle-lit lanterns that flickered like ghostly guides. As guests arrived, no one spoke. No one dared. The gates didn't just open. They parted, like curtains at the start of a final act. Inside, the estate pulsed with grief and grandeur. At the marble entrance, deep purple orchids and towering lilies, Ozzy's favorites, arranged from floor to ceiling. Because this wasn't just a goodbye, it was a stage. One last masterpiece from the Prince of Darkness himself. And the audience? About to be unforgettable. Before the limousines, before the rock gods and A-listers, before the whispers even began, there was Sharon. A black town car pulled to a halt at the gate. The crowd held its breath. Out stepped the woman who had walked through every fire beside Ozzy. His wife, his warrior, his manager, his anchor. Sharon Osbourne, now 72, looked like time had stopped around her. Pale, frail, but fiercely composed. Her eyes were swollen, her lips trembling, but she moved forward without hesitation. At her side, Kelly and Jack. Their faces blank behind dark glasses, grief carved deep into their expressions. As Sharon approached the entrance gate, she stopped. The world paused with her. From her hand, she pulled a single purple rose, a quiet, deliberate nod to Ozzy's signature tinted glasses. No words, no performance, just a gesture, devastating in its simplicity. She laid it at the gate, then turned, and, like Ozzy always did, flashed a peace sign to the silent crowd. It wasn't a farewell. It was defiance. It was love. It was Sharon saying, "He's gone, but he's still here." And with that, the gates opened wider. The energy shifted, because now the legends were coming. If the gates of heaven had a red carpet, it would have looked exactly like this. One by one, they emerged. Not from backstage, not from limos, from legacy. First, a black Rolls-Royce eased into view. Out stepped Elton John, dressed in custom black velvet with a blood-red lapel pin. He said nothing. He didn't need to. His eyes said everything. Beside him, Paul McCartney appeared, hand in hand with his wife, gliding past cameras like a ghost through fog. Then came the thunder. Axl Rose, in the same worn leather jacket he wore during Guns N' Roses' final European tour. Behind them, Johnny Depp, silent, sunglasses hiding the grief. Robert Downey Jr., whispering something low to Marilyn Manson. No mics, no cameras, just a moment. And then, the hush broke. A towering silhouette, framed in black lace and mystery. Lady Gaga. Draped in a cathedral-length veil, arm in arm with Dave Grohl, she walked like a mourner from another time. Gothic, regal, devastated. Actors who had only played rock gods came to bow to a real one. Rami Malek, who brought Freddie Mercury back to life. Jared Leto, silent in shadows. But nothing shook the earth like what came next. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, side by side. No entourage, no press, no speeches, just presence. Two pillars of rock standing still for the one who made darkness beautiful. Even Gene Simmons came, the same man who'd once feuded with Ozzy in interviews. He gave no statement, just leaned to a friend and whispered, he was the last of the real ones. And that was the truth. This wasn't just a guest list. It was history, walking in grief.
Some legends fade. Ozzy, he multiplied. The ant story, still alive. The bat bite, iconic. And Ozzy, he once laughed. The bat needed Ozzy shots. That's the chaos fans loved, and the chaos he carried to the very end. Then came rumors, a final secret album called Soul Sucker, a disco track from Sharon. She teased it. Teasing. Move over ABBA. Nothing confirmed, everything legendary. But when he passed, the world stopped. Radio stations dropped everything. Just Ozzy for 12 hours. Musicians posted black squares. Slash said, somberly, the loudest silence I've ever felt. James Hetfield, solemnly, there'd be no us without him. Ozzy's chaos had become sacred, and somehow, silence was the loudest sound.
In the end, Ozzy Osbourne didn't go out with flames or fireworks. He didn't need the spotlight, because the world had already gone dark without him. But somehow, it felt brighter too. Brighter with memory, with music, with meaning. He was never just a rocker. Ozzy was a symbol of rebellion for everyone who never fit in, a symbol of resilience for those who almost gave up, a symbol of redemption for anyone who thought they couldn't change. His story wasn't perfect. It was brutal. It was chaotic. It was loud. But it was real. And maybe that's why millions stayed up that night. Not to grieve, but to listen. In every scream of a tribute band. In the silence between two tracks on a playlist.
In the jacket you'll wear until it falls apart, that's where Ozzy lives now. Because legends don't die. They echo.